This is Dabu7 with some updated information pertaining to the San Andreas fault line and some recent earthquake activity in this region. This is an area I've talked about. Well, I pretty much update on this area every time we do an earthquake video, especially pertaining to the United States. And one of the hot spots that I've always watched is the areas down here near the Salton Sea, because of how the plate or the fault line here comes down and ends and basically is stopped by the Salton Sea, and then these smaller fragments come off the other side. And we've seen a lot of swarming in this area before in the past. But they've also shown that if a big quake was to unzip from here, it would head right up the valley, right up the fault line, and it would grow larger as it was heading this way, is how they depict it. Now, what they're saying right now is that 134 earthquakes have hammered a 3-mile stretch around Monterey County. Now, here just last week, there was a 4.6 magnitude quake that was felt in San Francisco and the surrounding areas that hit in this region. California is known for its earthquakes. Small tremors all over, all the time, as you can see right here. Many different places. And sometimes having this energy released is a good thing. It depends on how it's released, obviously. And one would think if energy is released, then, okay, it's not going to be building up so much pressure. Sometimes that's the case. But in this instance, they're saying in certain cases, when it starts to swarm heavily, that it increases the likelihood of a really big quake for the short term. Let's say that a huge swarm just popped off in an area right along this fault line. They're concerned. They're going to be concerned for a few days to a week. Things quiet down after that, then the likelihood of a massive quake, they say, would be lesser. Now, of course, everyone has always talked about the big one that's going to hit here, and folks that live there, I'm sure, have taken measures and have plans to deal with such an event. But I mean, in an earthquake, it's an earthquake. There's only so much that you can do. Here is a good example showing right on the edge of San Francisco how this cuts down. And we've talked about up here in the range of where the Juan de Fuca comes through and the activity there connected to this. And you can see how it splits Santa Barbara and Bakersfield right here, running right down through this region. You see Los Angeles right there in the frame as well. Now, fortunately, with these latest quakes, no one was injured, though many felt it. But I guess the biggest thing I'm getting out of this right now is that they're saying we suspect there will be aftershocks in the 2 to 3 magnitude range for at least a few more weeks. This is what the experts are saying. And they're saying last week's swarm, the hit in Monterey County, was about 13 miles northeast of Gonzales near Salinas. And they say with that, it dramatically increases the likelihood of a major quake in California, at least temporarily, claims these experts. So I just did another video of them talking about other regions of the planet, especially in the tropical areas sitting along the equator, that they're going to be susceptible to very big quakes in 2018. This is some of the newest data. We've also seen some of the ongoing swarming up near Yellowstone and also an uptick around New Madrid. And there's a look at the latest map. And of course, this only holds like 10, 12 hours of data at most on this site, and then it rolls off. But I wanted to run the update. There's a look globally at the recent quakes. I'll leave links below, and I'll continue to update if we see things change. This has been Dabu7. Much love.